She was slowly decaying. She lost her ability to reason. And the classic symptoms of what we now think of as Alzheimer's were happening rapidly in this young, relatively young woman.
Alzheimer closely observed Auguste for 5 years. When she died, he was determined to find the cause of her mysterious illness. He had a hunch that it was something more than an emotional problem.
Alzheimer at the time was doing something really revolutionary by looking for evidence for something physically going wrong in the brain to explain a mental disorder. This just wasn't the conventional thinking back then. The thought that back then was that psychiatric disorders involved disturbances in the electricity of the brain and the magnetism of the brain and the mysterious fluids that allow us to have consciousness.
With a brand new staining technique using silver, Alzheimer made these slides of cells from inside Auguste's brain. Looking at them under this microscope, he drew sketches of something ominous.
Something struck him in that he saw what he called miliary bodies. And these were just these large deposits of something sticky in the brain. For all intents and purposes, looked like starch. And inside the nerve cells were choked with these twisted fibrils.
These starchy deposits and twisted fibrils confirmed Alzheimer's hunch. For the first time in history, these plaques and tangles were definitive proof of a physical cause for what seemed like a mental illness. The strange disorder that had killed Auguste came to be called Alzheimer's disease. Today, Alzheimer's disease is the leading cause of dementia and memory loss in older people.
You ready?
Huh?
You ready?
Ready for what?
You gotta go see the doc.
Gladys Fugit is 74. She and her husband Harry live in Pittsburgh. They've been married for 45 years.
I met her in Baltimore. I was in the service. And I rented an apartment in this apartment building, and she happened to be one of the neighbors. She liked to dance. We'd do that kind of stuff. And I danced the first dance with her. And after that, she stayed on the floor, and she danced. And so we had a real ball. She was in my terminology, she was a good-looking chick and easygoing.
Okay, you slide back a little bit here.
Back
I want to see your knees kind of be right back against this so it can get. Okay,
Oh, well.
that's what I want. Does he take pretty good care of you, Miss Fugit?
Dr. Stephen Dukoski runs the Alzheimer's Research Center at the University of Pittsburgh.
This is good. Now, I'm going to give you 3 things to remember, and I'm going to ask you to remember them in about 5 minutes. I'm going to ask you to tell me what they were, okay? A house, a lake, and a shoe. Can you say this for me?
A house, a lake, and a shoe.
Good. I'm going to ask you to tell me what they were in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, but in the meantime, we're going to move on to a couple of other things.
Okay, that's all right.
Can you spell the word world for me?
W-O-R-L-D.
Great. Can you spell it for me backwards?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you got it forwards. You want to give it a try?
Well, let's see. L-R-O-D.
Okay, good. I'd like you to close your eyes for me, and I'm going to put some things in your hand, and I don't want you to look at them, I just want you to feel them and tell me what they are. So here's something, you tell me what this is. Don't look at it, just tell me what it is.
I can touch it like
Yes,
this?
ma'am. You can do anything you want except look at it.
Oh, I didn't look there.
Yes, you did. Okay. Now you close your eyes again, and I'll put something else in your hand.
That's something flat.
Something
Is
flat?
it a key?
No, it's not a key.
Is it a coin?
Mm-hmm. Very good. So she's able to identify things in her hand, and she gives me the name. She doesn't hesitate. She didn't say that is something you open a door with. Ms. Fugit, a few minutes ago, I asked you to remember 3 objects. And then I said, I'm going to ask you in a few minutes what they were. Do you remember those 3 things? Do you remember me asking you? Do you remember me telling you 3 things?
You tell me something, but I don't remember what.
But you don't remember what they are.
No.
This is, I would say that she's in the middle of moderate Alzheimer's disease at this point in time. She's, her memory and her ability to keep instructions in memory very long is impaired. She can spell the word world forward with no trouble, but she cannot turn it around, which is a memory requiring task for the short term.
She doesn't remember late in the afternoon what we've had for breakfast or if we've had breakfast. Did you eat breakfast this morning?
Not much.
Yes, you did. What did I give you for breakfast? What was it?
Something you had cooked.
Yeah.
That she pretty much is always denying that there's anything wrong.
That's absolutely. And
That's
the
right.
difficulty is,
You always say.
the difficulty is that she's been this way all of our relationship.
Okay. The difference now is that she doesn't deny this because she is denying it like she used to deny other things.
Yeah.
Now she just, the part of the brain that lets you recognize that you have a thinking problem isn't working.
That's right.
And that's okay.
In the early years of Alzheimer's, Gladys is not yet seriously impaired.
In what?
Ooh-wee.
In Germany.
But with each day that passes, the inevitable progression of the disease is slowly erasing precious and irreplaceable memories.
Check with Fran.
A friend.
Yeah, that's Fran.
Who's that down the bottom?
That's you and Kathy. That's you. The disease is robbing us of what little time that remains. And it looks bleak and frightening ahead. The future is not someplace I'm madly dashing to get to. But it's going to get me whether or not I'm ready for it. I've just got to try and be ready for it when it gets here.
The specter of dementia in old age has fascinated and terrified human beings for all of recorded history. As far back as 2800 BC, an ancient Egyptian myth tells the story of the sun god Ra, all-knowing, all-powerful, and immortal, but in a cruel twist, losing his memory and living forever in a senile haze. It's one of the most basic human fears, the loss of memory, the loss of self.
It's the ultimate attack on a healthy person, to lose the very essence of who you are. I will no longer know who I am. My family, friends, and loved ones will no longer know me as myself.
Shakespeare unmasks the dread of dementia in King Lear, when the aging monarch can't seem to remember his daughter or his close friends.
I fear I'm not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you. And know this man. Yet I am doubtful, for I am merely ignorant what place this is. And all the skill I have remembers not these garments, nor I know not where I did lodge last night.
Memories are who we are.
Do not laugh at me.
And there is something existentially terrifying about having your memories ripped out of your head, which is basically how this disease begins.
The human brain is a miraculous and complex organ that controls every breath, thought, heartbeat, and emotion.
We have 100 billion neurons or nerve cells, probably about 100 trillion synapses or connections between nerve cells. So what you have is this incredibly intricate neural network